Yeah, so this is LittleBigPlanet 2. I'm RbdJellyfish.
I'm FireThieff.
I'm Crosso. And I'm fritt.
Yeah, so if you're not familiar with this game, it's just a 2.5D platformer. The entire moveset is basically running, jumping, grabbing, and switching layers. There are 3 layers you can stand in. But there are 4 of us, and there's quite a lot we can do when we're like working together and doing stuff.
You gotta pick the costume.
Oh yeah, who won?
Yeah, so I need to let you know we had a donation come in during the intermission from Retro, who donates $15 and says, "Hey RBD, Fire, Fritt, and Crosso, good luck on the run today. Don't forget, good luck today on the run, and don't forget if you crash, I'm not liable for it. Put this money towards the Final Fantasy costumes." And with that donation, everything changed with the bid war. The winner is the Final Fantasy VII Characters Pack.
Excellent.
Thank
All
you.
right. I wanted crabs, but it's okay. All right, so I guess we can start. Who wants to hit the button? You want to hit the button?
This button, right?
Yeah, that one, I assume. I mean.
Yeah.
All right, so timing starts when we all spawn. It's like a little explosion and then this cutscene. That's like 3, 2, 1, go. A game by Media Molecule.
Shoutouts to Media Molecule.
Welcome back to LittleBigPlanet.
Let's go.
You'll probably recognize your sack person.
Yeah,
dressed
so
up
again, it's
just like
pretty
you.
much just a platformer. This level's
In
like
case
super
you need a
basic.
refresher course,
Kind of just
use the left stick
one
to
layer,
move
we
the
run to the
button,
right. We do a little bit of
action
like
button for anything from a
physicsy movement
dainty
stuff.
hop to a dirty great
So for example, one thing you might
It'll
see us
all
do
come
is
flooding
we'll
in.
kind of like
You're a
grab
good
the
little
person in
thing,
front of us and
aren't you?
jump, sort of like what
Come on,
Fire just did there.
off you trot.
And if we do it just right, we call it leapfrogging. It's a way of like swinging yourself in front of the other person and like getting a little bit of speed from that. And it's slightly faster than walking normally. And then you can also see we're like kind of bunny hopping to like preserve our speed. And that's because like the less time you spend on the ground, the less friction you have, and therefore like you maintain your momentum a lot better.
Now me and fritt is doing like an alternative version of that, which is just holding on instead of banana hopping.
Always remember to utilize
And we call that
your
cool
best
frogs for some
melodramatic
reason.
Because they're cool.
I think, yeah, we found leapfrogging first, and then Fritt and Crosso found like a consistent way to do it, and just kind of organically got the name Cool Frogs.
It was a very much temporary name.
That's never how
I
it
guess.
works, though.
We were trying to like time the differences, and we just labeled one as Cool Frog, and yeah, now we're stuck with it, I guess.
Yeah, so this cutscene we kind of just have to sit through. A lot of the cutscenes we can actually skip. Gonna be this one. Skippable for some reason. And yeah, now we can go to like the first real level. Kind of. I mean, we're still in like tutorial territory, but
And here Rabbit is gonna place a sticker which slightly changes how the level works.
Yeah, that's the reason we play on New Game Plus, because straight from a new game you don't have any of the stickers unlocked. But if you have like collected all the stickers and beat all the levels, you can like unlock some alternative paths. In this level it just skips a part of the tutorial that like forces us to hold to retry. One of the basic like movesets in this game is that in the puppet menu you can hold a button that like pops you and like respawns you at current active checkpoint.
like this.
Yeah.
Nice.
I timed that perfectly. That was gonna look really silly if I mistimed that, because I would have just spawned at the previous checkpoint.
Yeah.
That's actually a big part of like playing this game in multiplayer. Is sometimes like one person will end up being like way faster than everyone else, but the game tries to keep everyone on screen at the same time. And so like the best thing to do, both for speed reasons Hold on, sorry, I'm like trying to concentrate. Just doing this really hard jump. Okay, never mind. Both for speed reasons to like be able to catch up to the person ahead, and also for like comfort reasons to give them room so they can actually like see and like have the camera. A lot of the routing goes around like, oops, that was not the right button. A lot of the routing goes around like,
Oh, sorry, I was popping.
Yeah, like, see, I couldn't see the stairs or books, whatever those are, because, like,
Oops.
if you press circle there, it actually starts a cutscene instead of closing a cutscene.
yeah,
But yeah.
we just started talking about like 3 different things there. the point I was trying to get at is that we route around who gets the camera pretty much, and so there's some pretty specific death abuse we kind of have to do in certain points. And if we mess it up, then it like really messes with the other person, or it can.
Second.
Oops,
That's not the moment we try to do there.
you still made it over. Fine.
If you're really fast, you can like b-hop across that pit, like up to here.
Yeah, the beginning of this level is just a little bit of like cooperative multitasking type stuff. There's something we can do here if Da Vinci cooperates. He didn't. I mean, well, I don't think it was his fault. I mean, everything's kind of Da Vinci's fault, but
I got confused about who I was. I'm not used to being
yeah,
Sephiroth.
I don't think we've ever actually practiced with these costumes before today.
Yeah.
Right, so here there's a level link which takes us to the second half of the level. And
Oh boy, that's a very
Oh,
bad
that's-
camera.
Oh,
very interesting. Okay.
let's
Yeah.
just go.
And
Yeah, that's
another
fine.
example of how bad the camera can be,
That's
because you're
totally
like,
not my fault.
yeah.
So the level link, you need every alive player to be standing in front of it to move on to the next level. And so a lot of times we'll just like 3 people will die and let one person like kind of run ahead and get in the level link and stuff.
Yeah, I suppose it became pretty clear there that you like automatically pop if you're off screen for too long. But like with that, we can actually time when we pop here. 'Cause there's a cutscene here that starts if like all players are present, but like just by staying behind, we can skip that. And
Yeah, so we have a grappling hook now, by the way.
oh yeah, true.
Lets you swing off of stuff. You can build up some pretty nice speed. The problem with that in 4 players is that it's quite easy to accidentally grab each other. And, you know, sometimes we'll just accidentally steal each other's momentum and stuff. So a lot of these grappling hook levels just involve someone, like, kind of playing it solo.
Yeah, like we intentionally avoid the checkpoints when we have the grappling hooks if possible.
Yeah, this is one of those levels where, like, pretty much I just play it, and I'm totally gonna mess it up, but it's fine. And they kind of just wait behind and, like, try to die at the right time to make sure I have the camera while I'm doing all the grappling hook stuff. Grappling hook levels are, like, really fun in this game, though. Might be too early. Yeah, a little bit. There's a really cool like swing you can do there if you like perfectly time it. You keep all your momentum and just go straight up to like the top of that ledge. Pretty cool. Nice.
That was nice.
Yeah, that was another like section of where they have to like time their death abuse really carefully. Ooh. Ooh.
Nice.
Nice.
Oh, beans. I'll just.
Oh, I didn't want to
slide.
grab that
That's
one.
fun.
Oh.
That
Great.
works. And here there's some like really awkwardly placed checkpoints. And so they kind of just need to die at the same time so I can spawn them up here.
Happy little Sephiroth waving at us. Very in
Just
character.
canon.
Yeah, this is canon. This is as far like what I think Final Fantasy is like. This is the lore.
Yeah, I've never actually played Final Fantasy. So I just assume this is like, they're all just happy friends, all playing platforming levels together.
Oh, Sephiroth's a very happy character, don't you worry.
I'm sure, yeah.
Oh, you can go Rabbit.
Okay. Cool. So that's that level. It's like, I think that's one of the most fun levels to play solo. Gets a little chaotic in multiplayer. But yeah, I think that went pretty well. This level's very long.
Yeah, like there's that wall that like kind of pops out, but like
Oops.
yeah, like stay like that. It pops out, but if
Yeah.
we like actually do what we're supposed to do, well, speedrunning wise supposed to do, we can just
Yeah,
this
so that's the
forward.
level. Yeah, so, I mean,
Thank you, guys.
it was 2 tries. It would have been funny if it was first try.
Yeah. I blame the
looked away and
costumes.
the level was gone.
Yeah. Don't blink or you'll miss it, but this one's a little longer. But it's also really easy, because the idea of this boss fight is that you need to like turn all these like red lights into green lights by like holding these levers and like pressing this button that's gonna come up now. Like we can just camp them. We can just hang out on top of them and
And I can dance
Yeah.
after this cutscene.
So there's something for 3 players to do here, and Krosso is not one of those players, so... Yeah, a lot of the boss fights in this game are like designed to be challenging for 1 player, but then once you have like 3 or 4, it can get a little bit broken. It's a recurring theme in the boss fights, I think. Yeah, so those are that's the first world of 6, I think, yeah.
yeah,
Sounds right.
never counted them. Oh, I could have mentioned that like we can just return to pod instead of waiting for the actual scoreboard to like finish. That it counts as finishing the level as long as it says the level completed or whatever it says.
Okay, I think it's
Yes.
gonna put about.
Oh yeah, so I mean Gravinators, I guess frick grabs? Yeah. So the Gravinators let you pick up and throw things. This is a new gadget. We can pick up and throw each other, so as you might imagine, we can just like skip past quite a few obstacles in some of these levels wherever Gravinators pop up.
Like here, I really want RBD to not get the Gravinators, so we can do really weird clits where we can force him to like go behind the level.
Eeh,
Nice.
that's close.
That was
Yeah.
close.
Yeah, so the way that works is if someone's being held and they grab something in a different layer, that will pull them into that layer, but that'll also pull the person who's holding them into that layer, which will trick the game into thinking that it needs to push the person they're holding back an extra layer. Where am I going? Okay, there we go.
So here we just want a tower, by the way. Just make a big tower and run to the one person into the last checkpoint here. Oh, that was me?
Oh,
I'm sorry. I didn't know that was me.
Let's do this guy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we
this
good,
is-
Okay,
we good,
never mind.
we good. Oh, never mind. Yes.
Got it. There's us like
Oh, time save.
stack. You can do that
Ti-
there with like
Time save.
people.
Cross.
Cross.
Ah,
Time
I'm not
off.
used to these cutscenes.
If we had like tower properly, we call it towering just because we build a tower. There's no bigger meaning to it, but we could have like thrown a person, one of the players, to that checkpoint.
Yeah,
We
we're
kind of
gonna
messed it up.
we're gonna tower a bunch more in this level probably. We just like make a chain of 4 of us all holding onto each other. Then we can like chain together the throws as well to get some like nice speed and tight. Uh-oh, we're wobbling.
Uh-oh. That's not great. That's
Throw,
not gonna
throw,
make it.
throw.
I'll throw, yeah.
Oh, I got stuck up here.
Oh.
That works.
Okay, we will have to deviate from the plan, I guess.
This is fine actually.
Yeah.
It works.
It's
It kind of ended up in the correct situation, but I don't know how it got there.
that is not the moment we want to have. But yeah, because there's no roof in this level, we can throw a lot. We can get a lot of big throws.
We can throw a lot in more ways than one.
True. I am stuck, Sorry. Figuring out the fastest way to die is like also a big point or part of this run occasionally.
Nice.
Good throw, good throw.
Oops.
This part's actually harder than it might seem. You're supposed to like bounce up one spoon at a time here. Are we doing like this nonsense?
I don't think.
Okay,
No.
I guess we're not.
Uh,
But Fritt was doing that in a way where he could bounce up two at a time if he like positioned himself correctly. It's like it's actually quite precise and hard to control. Krosso just like kind of plays blind there while we're all desperately trying to like die to to get to the next checkpoint. And yeah, this is like kind of just an auto-scroller type thing. So if you want to read a donation real quick, now would probably be a good time.
Thank you very much. Yes, we've had an $11 donation from Anonymous. He says, I saw the Shin Megami Tensei donation incentive and couldn't resist donating towards it. Let their names ring out in the run, and they have donated to name the characters Scrungus, Chungus, Fungus, and Among Us. Thank you for the donation.
Wow.
I like those names. So here is a new gadget, once again.
Just what we needed. Yeah, so it's a Creatinator. It lets us shoot these cakes that we can use as projectiles or as platforms. They're like the size of our characters though, so they can be a little bit unwieldy at times. I'm sure it'll be fine.
Usually we try to only have like one person kind of be in the front and do all the shooting of the cakes. Like that also tends to be like once the person in front misses, the rest of us like will try to fix the mistake as soon as we see it without like actually thinking about it. It just creates chaos.
Fire and I are gonna try to do a skip here on the left. Nice.
Nice.
Yep.
Yeah, so so I pretty much stand on my cake, jump off it, she shoots into me, and then I have to jump off of the cake that she shot. And it can be kind of hard to time, but it saves actually a decent amount of time. I'm gonna die here so I don't steal the
Yep.
camera.
You can technically go through this wheel thingy without pausing it, without shooting a cake into its cogs, but it's a little bit safer and faster, I think, if you do stop it. And here we only want to have one person because there is actually a cutscene here, but we're just gonna like jump through it and activate the scoreboard before it can like.
I lost all my speed. Oh, we're good.
Well,
Yeah, the movement in this game can sometimes be a little bit unpredictable. So right there, before I jumped, for some reason, I just lost all my speed and almost didn't skip that cutscene. That would have been very sad.
Oh, this level is very cycle heavy. So just to get the right cycle, we once again let RbD be the one at front and try to catch the best cycles possible.
Yeah, and around this point, we actually have a lot of time to catch up to this cycle. So we don't actually have to go that fast here. But we kind of do anyway. Because yeah, once we reach this point, we like need that electricity that's following us to like get to the platform. So it really doesn't matter how fast we go, kind of. It's a little skip there to skip one of the platforms. And then we can also do another one of those co-op jump things that we use to skip that one level. We do it correctly, nice.
nice.
We failed that like literally 10 times in a row in practice.
Yep.
But yeah, here you can see me taking my time here as well, and that's because the trigger to start this cycle up here starts as soon as you like reach that top floor of those 3 floors. So once we do that like co-op jump to get up there, we can actually just take our time and easily catch up to this cycle as long as we don't like actually throw.
Even though we didn't catch that one, it's still fine because we can just.
Yeah, there's like so much time to make this cycle.
Yep, that's the first electricity that reaches this point.
Oh, good try. Yeah, they're trying to time their jumps there to like get higher jumps and skip some of those platforms. Nice. Yeah, so next is the boss fight up the second region.
So, which is another boss level, which is made like a million times easier because of co-op.
Yep.
Well, it's still kind of, there is some solo strats. I guess it's not too fast, much faster, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I think the intended way to do this is to like kind of run back and forth with these cakes and like deal damage to the boss. You have to hit it 3 times on each floor. But we can have 2 people carry cakes and then use like another person themselves as a projectile. So we can hopefully do 3 hits in one go like this, using fire as the substitute for that last cake.
We probably could grab the last cake. I just feel
Probably.
like that's a leftover from when we used to do 2-player runs and couldn't
Yeah.
grab the last cake.
I mean, the cakes like bump into each other like this as well, so it's nice to have a little more space, I think.
Yeah, it's a bit more comfortable to use one of these dancing people as a projectile.
I almost missed that throw because I was distracted by the dancing.
But this part actually does have a skip though.
Oh yeah, this part's kind of hard.
We probably are not gonna get it. We weren't having too much luck with it. Yep, nope.
It's alive?
Oh boy.
No,
No.
Oh, nope. Alright, back from the elevator.
I'll go for it.
Okay,
I was on the right.
I will go in the elevator.
Well, we can still do a micro optimization by stacking up here. Apparently this activates the scoreboard a little bit faster.
Yeah, so if we're standing in that elevator, it actually moves up during this cutscene and reaches the scoreboard before the cutscene ends. So we kind of just spawn up here in the middle of the cutscene and finish the level. Cool. So that's 2 out of 6.
Yeah.
I'm getting more confident in that 6 number.
Yeah, I think so too. This entire world has like skips in like every level except the last one, I think, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
They're very big, so
Good luck. Not judging. I usually do the grappling hook section here, and I always judge Krosso super hard whenever he plays this, so no pressure. Alright, acceptable, acceptable.
There we go.
Yeah, so this level has like a pretty big skip, like we mentioned before. So there's kind of a way, like I think the level, we pretty much go up this elevator. We go way up to the top of the level, and then most of the level involves like working your way down in like sort of a zigzag. But we can kind of we found a way to like basically drop behind the level in the back layer using multiple people. And we can just like sort of skip straight to the scoreboard if we do it correctly. So all we gotta do is bounce up here. I grab Krosso, I fall behind the checkpoint, I throw Krosso.
I'm
He
gonna
lands
miss
over
this.
here. Nah. Oh, nice. Yeah, so that's like pretty much the end of the level.
Yeah, that skips the entire second half of the actual like level there.
This one, this level actually has a skip that was found like less than 24 hours ago.
So we're
as
very
is,
confident
as
with
is
it.
tradition with marathons, I guess. So of course, naturally, we're gonna go for it. Having practiced it like barely, it's not too risky, so I'm sure it'll be fine.
Yeah, there's just no collision on that
Oh yeah,
little
that's,
thing in the back. So
that
you can
wall does not exist.
just casually fall behind the level and get further in.
Oops.
I need to be grabbed.
Alright.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah, so this is the new skip coming up. We're gonna do another one of those weird grab layer switch things.
Yeah, normally you're supposed to go up, but instead we're just gonna go behind the level, hopefully.
My bad.
Oh,
There
there
we
we
go.
go. Alright.
Still some hard parts left.
Nice.
Yeah. And the throw.
Nice.
There we go.
Perfect.
And
Alright.
that's the end of the level.
Yep. So here we're gonna throw bombs at each other and hopefully catch them.
Hopefully.
Catch.
Okay.
Please don't.
Okay, I threw Fritt
Oh.
behind the level there because it's faster. Everything we do is because it's faster.
True. So here, we're gonna try very hard for me to not. Hold on. Oh, wait. I'm still alive. That's the important thing. Oops.
Yeah, RBD wants to keep the Gravinators.
During
The,
fast lead.
Yeah, I know. I don't like that.
the
Panicking.
little,
We're good.
Nice.
there's like a little red thing to the left that would have like removed his Gravinators. I am hopping early, sorry.
Ooh. That was close.
So now
Yeah,
he
so-
has the Gravinators.
We want the Gravinators because there's like one of these flamethrowers up ahead that's like actually really difficult to get past. I did this wrong. No, we're good. So hopefully if I just throw Fritt here. No, it didn't.
You
This,
were
this flamethrower actually just like does everything we don't want it to do. Yeah, so usually if we throw Fritt just the right way over that wall, then the flamethrower will just point straight at him and destroy that bridge instantly, and then he can just move on. But for some reason, it decided to like turn back and shoot at me instead. But it didn't lose that much time, so it's still fine.
So on this second half of the level, the idea is that we're supposed to attract these Sackbots by pulling these or opening these little Sackbot attraction boxes. I forgot their name, but like we don't save any of the Sackbot, so it just looks kind of weird. And we can also just use one of them to launch us to a checkpoint that's basically off screen and activate it early.
Yeah, this is another like zigzag level, and we found a couple ways to just like hit triggers through the floor and just spawn like up an extra floor and save a bunch of time. Up here there's another one. I'm gonna throw Fritt over there. Fire's gonna boost him up there. I'm gonna pull this lever to raise the door that he landed on, and that's gonna hit a checkpoint trigger up there. And then we can just spawn up here, get more stuff.
Oh yeah, and do note that you need to just.
Stop.
I'm not gonna go for that. Oh, I should have.
Oh, beans.
You can go for it. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going. What?
Yeah, I should have gone for
Alright,
it.
let's pop.
Alright,
yeah.
yeah, let's go. Let's go.
What I was saying is
I'm
that
still alive.
normally that wall that Fritt and I stood on is like an actual wall, but I threw a bomb at it and destroyed like half of it, and that's how we were able to do that.
This looks like a disaster, but it's really just because we're all trying different risky things. All that matters is that like one of us makes it through here.
Sorry.
Oh, good. I will die. Okay,
Oh, I hit the wall a bit early.
all good.
With really good movement, you can like B-hop up to the scoreboard in a really cool-looking way, but it's surprisingly difficult, actually.
Unless you're this guy.
Maybe? Nope.
I'm
Right.
going.
Worked really well.
Yep. Okay, so on this one, there's a really I put up
No.
maybe.
Ah,
Oh,
fine.
there's a really big skip here, because if you go far away enough in this level, or in most of the levels really, the level behind us will unload. Like all that fire that was flaming down there is just gone now, and we can just fall behind. Thankfully, you only need 2 people here, so I can just pop.
Yeah, I pretty much just flew ahead and hit a trigger to like unload a piece of the level, and then they just ran back and fell through that. And now we get to witness some cool frogs. I think now's probably a good donation time because it's kind of just this for like 30 seconds.
Yeah, we have had a $20 donation from Mardok, who says, finally remembered to get in a donation for the Final Fantasy XIV cookbook, and also Chungus. And if that doesn't give you a clue as to what that's gone for, Mardok has decided to increase the bid on the name the team characters in Shin Megami Tensei to Scrungus, Chungus, Fungus, and Among Us.
One thing you should know, normally you can't fall down where Fritt fell down, but like by having a second player be like grabbing onto them, they can force the person to
So,
like stand on top of nothing. It was a really scuffed explanation, but hopefully it worked. Hopefully you get what I mean.
Wrong level. Okay, there we go.
The chat, Brit. Yeah, this is the only level we don't have a skip for, kind of, in this world.
Yeah, pretty much the best you can do in this level is like get as far away from the thing that's chasing you as possible. But beyond that, it's pretty much just an auto-scroller. Oh, why?
If you have any like author messages, now would be still a good time for some actually.
That's fine, thank you very much. Yeah, I just want to let everyone know that there's a couple of incentives and bid wars coming up. So in a couple of months' time, we're going to be seeing Obscure from Tainted Tally and Ashma, and they currently have a mode selection bid war because the runners simply can't decide which mode they should play. Should they play special mode or should they play normal mode? Well, you get to choose. At the moment, special mode is in the lead with $45. Normal mode is on $2.50. So it would only take a few small donations in order to change that round if you'd like. The other thing I want to let you know as well, we have an incentive for a run coming up later today at around about 6:15 p.m. We're going to be seeing a showcase of Hatsune Miku's Project Diva Megamix Plus. And if you reach the incentive of $1,539, Shifu will perform the intense voice of Hatsune Miku on the extreme difficulty for us. We're at $50 on that one at the moment. It's a little way to go, but we have plenty of time to meet that. It's going to be in around about 11 hours from now. Back to you.
So that was the factor of a better tomorrow.
Yep. Yeah, so now we are in the Avalon section, which is full of run killers. Yeah, the next 3 levels have some like really sort of well, the first one's not that difficult, but the second and third level in this area have like some really difficult skips in them.
This is a very good example of why New Game Plus is the version we run, because this switch trigger would not be something we can use if we were like on New Game, but since we have that, we can use this race gate to fling ourselves to the right, basically to the end of the level.
Yeah, just pausing there to let the camera catch up to me so it doesn't... Oh, right.
Yeah, if he fell down to the right, we'd have to have restarted the whole level.
I never would have heard the end of it.
Yep.
So this level has something called deloading. For some reason, in certain sections of the game, if you despawn a sack person as they're spawning out of a checkpoint, it can remove the collision around the checkpoint. This level is pretty much just an auto-scroller where we're riding the camel very slowly, but we can use the deload to like basically escape the auto-scroller, and yeah, you'll see that coming up.
That is a fantastic looking camel, I must say.
It is very cool. And it's actually an Easter egg that we activated. You can look up yourself if you want to know how to do it. I'm not telling.
Oh, you meanie.
It's the Konami code.
Do you have time for a quick donation during this auto-scroller?
Sure.
Fantastic, because we've had $10 come in from the Insomnia Discord server, who says, we are witnessing truly godlike gameplay here. You love to see it. Also, hi Fire, we're all watching you in the server.
All right, so the deload is coming up. Where 3 of us are basically gonna pop while Fritt stays in the camel. So we can spawn at this checkpoint. I popped a little early, so I'm gonna spawn back. And then I'm basically going to pause the game as Krosso is spawning in. He's gonna turn his controller off. We're gonna wait out 10 seconds for the PS3 to think like, oh, there's no more player there. Let's despawn his character. And now we can just like sort of escape this checkpoint and closely follow behind the camel for now. We do still need the camel for a little bit. But once we're past that one section, we can end up skipping some stuff because we're, you know, we're free. We just have to make sure not to get too close to the camera, camel, because it will like sort of force us back into the seats, and then we'll just be stuck, and there's not really any backup.
Also, that bomb just literally does nothing.
Yeah, a lot of the stuff that normally would interact with the character doesn't, because it just kind of assumes you'll be in the camel. Yeah, so now we're free from the camel. We're just gonna run ahead. There is one more really difficult jump that we have to do. We kind of only get one try usually, but actually we have 3 of us, so we get probably 2 tries, 2 good tries. If we miss it, it's no big deal because the backup is actually really funny, but yeah, see how it goes. So we have to do something called a Gustavo fling.
That's not it.
It's literally only called that because it sounds like, oh, that was really close.
Okay.
Fun.
Nope.
All
I'm
right.
gonna pass the controller to Ravid because I didn't practice this when we were playing online.
Oh, that looked
Oh,
good.
yeah,
Just
yeah,
switch
yeah.
players.
Nope.
Oops.
Ooh,
Oh,
those-
man.
Those are both really close, but
Yeah.
yeah, unfortunate.
That's like as close as you can get, pretty much.
Yeah, like as close as you can get without actually getting it. So yeah, basically we just try to fling a player across that massive gap. There's just, it's a door that opens once the camel reaches it, and for some reason it doesn't have any collision. So with a very precise jump, we can just get past it and go, that's the wrong layer. There we go.
Yeah, so now
Checkpoint.
now the backup is we have to fight this mini boss, which sadly is like 2 or 3 minutes slower. But the good news is, since we had to run through this level backwards, we ended up having to spawn, like all these checkpoints ended up spawning along the path. That's gonna block the boss, but not the camel. And so we're just gonna kind of close the distance and yeah, and we're just gonna kind of like merge with the boss, I guess. And the camel is really not doing well.
Yeah, I don't think this camel is...
Oh, it actually killed us? That's never happened before.
That's never happened.
Like actually though.
Yeah, that's a first.
Usually like the camel just gets in like a worse and worse state until like we beat the boss, and then it's just kind of like in a lump. That, I mean, we got
That's kind of nice. Though.
we got a camel out of it though, yeah. Because usually, yeah, after we kill the boss, usually the camel, like the legs are all broken, its head is falling off, and it's just like kind of lying there dead. And so we have to like hold to retry to spawn the new camel anyway. I guess that was fine.
I'm the biggest bird.
All right. Yeah, that's that level.
Cross, turn off your controller.
Oh, true.
Good call. Good call.
I'm gonna do this. So there's a way to, when people turn their controller off, there's a way to like instantly despawn them. We didn't do it in the last level for reasons that I'm too tired to explain because it's like 7:30 in the morning. But we're gonna do another deload here. Just gonna pause there. Fire's gonna turn off her controller. I'm gonna do this like instant despawn thing. Pretty much I just like open a certain menu. And it just makes them respawn. I don't really know why it works, but it does.
So yeah, we left a bee there for a reason. We're gonna see in a while.
Yeah, so we didn't actually do a deload there to remove collision. We just did it to spawn a B vehicle for later.
An empty B vehicle. Because if you actually get into it and then pop or despawn, it just pops the B as well.
Yeah, and up here we're going to do an actual deload for collision purposes. I'm going to pause there, do this. It's going to reload everybody. Hopefully that should work.
Oh, pop.
Okay.
Yeah, it worked. Oh, I stole your B.
Oh,
That's
okay.
fine.
That's what. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't know this. It was.
Oh, yeah. So, now we want to fall behind the level a little bit, and for some reason, Sackbots don't switch layers automatically, so we use that to our advantage to let Fritt fall down behind the level into the B that we spawned that was empty. And
Yeah,
now
so,
we're out of bounds.
so the first section of the level that we were in got unloaded, so now there are no walls there. So when we got out of bounds, Fritt gets into this B that we had spawned, and so now he's just like, he can leave because those walls aren't there anymore.
The eyes poking through the wall were a bit creepy, I gotta say.
That is true. I don't like the eyes much. Now we want to get back inbound, but thankfully that's really easy. We can just activate this checkpoint. And I actually got in without having to pop myself, so that's kind of fast.
Oh, I'm not. Okay. I thought I wouldn't get a B for some reason.
No B for you.
Ah, they're so heavy. Help.
Uh-oh.
Help.
Sorry. I'll come.
Let's go.
Alright.
Yeah, they try to like emulate the fact that one of them got stuck.
One is
That's
stuck.
nice.
That is too bad for that guy.
Poor
Look
guy.
at all his friends escaping.
Yeah.
He just has to watch.
Yeah. Before we found the skip that we did, we actually had to like worry about Sackbots getting stuck like that. Because there's a lot of those pipes that require you to like put Sackbots into. Because the whole idea of this level was to save them, but we kind of did not save most of them.
Yeah. So now we get an auto-scroller, our favorites. So this game, this used to actually be like kind of a boring speed game because it has 4 like really long auto-scrollers. But since we started running this together, we've found like skips for 3 out of 4 of them. This is the one that we haven't found a skip for yet. So we're just gonna have to play it. I don't know if there are any donations left to read, but now would be great to like get through all of them.
We have no donations in the queue at the moment, but I'm sure they will be coming soon. However, do let me tell you all very quickly about our charity t-shirt that is available. It can be purchased online during the event at speedrun.store. It's got all your favorite runners from the event plastered over the front of it. Unique design is only available during the duration of this event, as I say. It's $22 per t-shirt, plus shipping depending on where you live, so it's going to be bit more expensive depending on where you live in the world. But $8 from every sale will be donated directly to Alzheimer Fondant. So you get to donate to the charity and you get something as well. What more do you want? Just to let you know, purchases are pre-ordered. T-shirts will be dispatched approximately 4 weeks after the event concludes. Type !merch in the chat if you would like to order yourself one. Of course you do. Why wouldn't you want to? And I just want to let you all know as well that there is so much love and hype for this run in chat right now. These skips are incredible, and they are all really behind you for this run.
Thank you, guys.
Still waste of stuff?
Oh no, I need to.
Yeah, it's always this way.
No,
Okay.
I need to get a good shot.
No, you missed the bird.
Oh no.
But shit.
How did that kill me?
It's not game over.
No, you can't put the bird there. I need to put the sticker there.
Oof.
What are you doing? We
I'm
actually
typing a
just
message.
lost time in an auto-scroller because of that.
Sorry.
Alright, let's get through this section, then I'm going to get that sticker in there. I need it.
Can I just say, as someone who played LittleBigPlanet 1 to like the ends of the earth but never played this, I'm so glad they brought back the controller in the pod. That was one of my favorite things to play with.
Classic. Alright. There we go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There really isn't much to say about this level.
So like anything we could say about the upcoming levels? Not really, right?
No.
Could mention that.
Oh, you know what we could talk about? So it's actually kind of a miracle that like this run is even happening, because if you're a fan of the game, so I'm from the U.S., Fire's from Finland, Krosso's from Sweden, Fritt is also from a different part of Finland. So how could we have all practiced together? Like we played online, of course, but if you're a fan of the series, you might have remembered that like the servers got shut down a couple years ago. Well, there's a dedicated group of fans who basically like rewrote the servers like from scratch and basically made custom servers available if with a little bit of hackery. And so yeah, we basically, you know, been able to keep playing this game online just because of how passionate the fan base for LDP is, which is pretty cool.
Actually, in the same vein of thinking, some of the skips we normally like do online, we had to like learn alternative ways of doing for the offline run, which is actually much faster the versions we do now compared to the ones we do online.
Yeah, deloads, you see us pausing the game when we do deloads, but you can't pause the game when you're playing online. So there are like different ways of doing that that involve like either kicking the person you're playing with so that they leave the game, or them leaving and then dying, and then you like sort of, I guess, acknowledging that they're leaving so that they despawn when they're like coming out of a checkpoint. Alright, so here, this boss is basically all just about mashing. And again, like, that's difficult enough when you're playing solo, but when you're playing with more than one person, sorry, I'm mashing.
Yeah, me and Fire are like backups, because if we shoot, we could accidentally shoot either Rabbit or Fire, or sorry, Fritt.
Okay.
And that would like be
Nice.
really annoying, because he would flip around and they wouldn't shoot straight.
Yeah.
Yeah, so with 2 people shooting, we have twice as many bullets, and so we can kill that boss pretty quickly as long as we, you know, do that correctly. All right, and that's World 4.
Yeah.
So at the beginning of World 5, there is another autoscroller that we can skip. It does involve doing some difficult movement. It's not so difficult, but it is like kind of precise, and it involves doing it completely blind. And so I do need silence to listen to like the audio cues and stuff while I do this.
It's gonna count the beats of the music.
Yeah, I basically just listen to the music and
So basically, he's just going to try to escape the auto-scroller
Oh, I didn't die, so.
while like staying on top of the proper auto-scroller. Can escape from here. And then he's gonna need silence, like now, I think.
no, yeah, I think I missed it. Oh,
Oh.
well, now I
Part.
don't know how long to count. Well, actually, there is a slight visual cue if. I mean, this is sketchy. I'm gonna stop like now,
Yeah.
just to be safe.
So there is a chance
Oh.
that he could have blocked the scoreboard from spawning.
Oh, that's
Really?
actually
That was
pretty
really
good.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, so like the reason that saves time. I mean, I don't want to go in too much into detail of it, but like we're not actually climbing a tree there. It's more like pieces of the tree are spawning and moving down the screen. But if you block those from spawning, it actually speeds up the thing that determines which pieces should be spawning. But if you block them for too long, you also block the scoreboard from spawning. And so that's why counting there is really important, because if I waited up there for too long, then I could have like just soft locked us and we would have had to restart the level completely. So I like messed that up at the beginning. The fact that we still like pulled it together, that was like about as well as it could have gone, I think, having messed up at the start at least.
Yeah, doing a backup there is like crazy impressive. It's probably one of the most difficult things to do.
Yeah. Oh yeah, this level we also use one of the sticker sensors things to like change how we play this game. Normally you'd get like a grappling hook there and stuff like that, but instead we have Creatinators that shoot these bounce pads. And like, we can just use them to be a little bit faster, take an alternative route, and do a little skip here by doing that.
Sorry.
So what they're trying to do is shoot a bounce pad at Fritt's feet that launches him up and into the level link. Took a couple of tries, but I think it might have still been faster than if we had tried to like remember how to do it normally.
Possibly.
Gonna try to be real safe here. I guess everyone should at this point.
Yeah.
You can skip a cycle here if you're like good at bouncing off of the fire. Since fire is supposed to like not kill you in one hit. As you could see, Krosso he had a fire but didn't die. But if it's curved, it can like
Whoa.
basically hit you twice.
Where are you going?
Never had that happen before to me.
Like, this is a very short elevator auto-scroller-ish thing. Like, you can be a little bit faster with it if you like save like a tiny bit of time by like getting on top of it and jumping up from there once it like reaches the top. But There's not much to do.
Hey, we all made it.
That's rare. Yeah, like we can just jump up now instead of waiting for the elevator to actually reach up.
Help. Okay, that's fine.
Here, if you're really fast, you can get between the little mini Sackbots and just be a bit faster than you're supposed to be.
That's like one of the examples where only one person does a hard strat. We don't all do it and fail in this time.
Ooh, that's pretty good. So at that section there, I'm actually trying to like, or all of us are trying to do it. We're trying to jump like as we pass in front of the bounce pads. And we can actually get a little hop to cancel like some of our vertical momentum, and so we can get up faster. Oh, so this...
So this is another Creatinator level, but...
Oh, there he goes.
Oh!
Pop, pop,
You
pop.
can pause.
Yeah, pause. Nice! Or...
Careful of the fire.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be careful.
Okay.
Where is it? There it is.
Go. Nice.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
so we get these water cannons that shoot water. You can actually jump off the water pellets. So if you angle your shots just right and time the jumps just right, you can actually fly using this power-up. As you might imagine, that lets us skip some stuff. Krosso and Fritt are both really good at it. I feel like I am not good at it.
I can do it from a
Fire
run.
can do it. Fire can go.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
I can do it from a run start, but I'm terrible at like my standing still position.
Yeah. This was found pretty recently, or well, at least implemented into the run pretty recently, so we don't have too many like very specific strats for it. So a lot of these and this next level just end up looking like we're just
Although
trying to fly wherever we want.
Krosso has an IL where he literally flies over the entire level and just lands on the scoreboard. Oh, Fritt's
Nope.
got it?
Got
Yeah.
Nice.
Nice.
Be safe.
Yeah, so this skips some stuff.
Do what you feel like if you're gonna go safe or...
I would say
Leaving
go
it.
safe, go safe.
If you wanna be risky, you can skip a sword cutscene here, but for marathon reasons, let's not.
Yeah. Yeah, we could skip this little dialogue there. If you fly up high enough, just land on the scoreboard. Yeah, good job.
Yeah, Citadel Higginbotham also has the same
Yeah, same power up.
Creatinator. Also in this level, you could technically just go left and like run around the entire level, but that's not realistic for a full game run, like at all. So instead we just try to fly over as much as the cutscenes and things as we can.
Oops. Forgot where those enemies spawned.
This level is kind of scary sometimes.
Yeah, the hitboxes on the enemies are actually like much smaller than you would think, and so they can be kind of hard to hit with the water.
And also with there being 4 of us, you don't have like a camera for yourself, so you can't like really see what's going on at times.
Actually, we have 4 people to shoot the fire. Can be kind of difficult in solo to like extinguish the fire quick enough. We don't have the right angle.
Alright, so we got a mini boss coming up. We can skip it. I mean, well, maybe.
Let's hope.
But We'll try to skip it, but it's, you know, requires more of the water flying, which is...
Oh, oh, oh. Can you do it?
Oh, I can't die.
No, I didn't make it, I didn't
No,
make
no,
it,
no, no.
yeah.
This is not good. Yeah, what you're supposed to do is like shoot water into this thing's mouth. Get you guys.
Oh, this is
Oh my
not
god.
Wow.
Oh,
Uh-oh,
Lord.
uh-oh.
Alright.
Okay, we're good, we're good.
If we run out of lives, we have to like pre-play the whole level.
Yeah. We were trying to water jump over the boss, but
Yeah,
we all failed.
almost made it, but... Just gonna die here. I'm just also gonna die here. We all spawn at the scoreboard. Nice. So we got another boss fight coming up. This boss has like little pieces of it that spawn in from corners of the arena. They only spawn in from 4 locations, so actually we can just block those from spawning entirely just by positioning ourselves against the wall in the right spot. So this is going to be a pretty uneventful boss fight.
I don't think we can do here is just, well, we can try to.
I believe no.
Nope. Let me try again. Yeah. You can squeeze past that enemy instead of killing it.
Yeah,
Like that.
So yeah, here's the boss fight coming up. Again, we kind of just block it from spawning in for the most part beyond this cutscene. So if you want to read donations or something, that might be a good time.
Would love to, because we have had a $250 donation coming from Justin Brown, who says, I've been watching ESA events for about 5 years now and never donated until now. I don't have a ton of money, but I want to support all the runners, commentators, and everyone involved with this amazing event. Thank you so much for that generous donation. That one's going towards the Jedi Knight Jedi Academy Any % run, the language choice of French. C'est français.
Important sticker.
Important.
There's a little bit of time.
Definitely. All right, so after this cutscene skip, we're on to the last
Cutscene
world.
skip?
Yeah, I mean, skip the cutscene.
True.
Oh, so in practice, we've been crashing here pretty consistently.
Don't forget this menu pause.
Yeah, but
Oh.
yeah, I think I crashed. Yeah,
Yep, that's a crash.
yeah. So we'll need a second to like reset up, but it shouldn't take too long.
No.
Yeah.
Gotta love the PS3, hey. Well, while you are getting reset, let me remind everyone that we are raising money for Alzheimer Fund, and they are the national Swedish fundraising organization focusing on Alzheimer's disease and other dementia-related diseases. And Alzheimer Fund's aim and purpose is to increase fundraising to the benefit of scientific research in order to find a cure for Alzheimer's disease altogether. Your donations really do go a very long way to helping us find a cure for Alzheimer's. If you didn't know, yearly, Alzheimer Fund Science Council and Board of Directors grant scientists, researchers, and projects around $3 million. With your help, though, even more projects can be funded, and that is a startup sound I have not heard in a very long time. As beautiful as it is. Don't forget, we have some amazing prizes available during this event. You can win yourself, for a $250 minimum donation, a custom PS5. Unfortunately, you can't play, well, I suppose you could play some of these amazing games on certain PlayStation services, but you can definitely play even more amazing modern games. Now, these minimum donations, by the way, don't have to be in a single one. You can do them in multiple ones. So you could do a single $250 donation, maybe 2 $125 donations, or 4 $75 donations, however you want to do it. Meet that minimum, you'll be eligible to win that prize. We also have a Tears of the Kingdom Nintendo Switch for a minimum of $250, and a DualSense Edge edge PS5 controller for a minimum donation of 100. You can find details on all the prizes available throughout this event on prizes.esamarathon.com. How are we doing on the reload?
Almost there.
Yep.
Are your
I am,
controllers on?
Yeah,
Yep.
Okay.
we're all good.
By the way, for timing the actual speedrun, we do not count crashes, like we cut them out. Normally we'd pause the timer, but
Yeah, it's
we just
actually
let it count.
it's really difficult actually to do a full run of this game without crashing. Online at least.
Yeah.
Or in multiplayer rather.
Stop breaking the game.
Yes,
then.
button. Oh yeah, peace menu, pause.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Normally you're not allowed to pause as soon as you spawn into the level, but if you like briefly open the menu, the PS, what is it called? XMB menu?
XMB?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
If you open that briefly, you can pause as soon as you can, and we can do the deload thingy, where we get the collision off of things. But yeah, how it works, I think, is like when you open the try to connect online, but can't do it. It reloads us in. So instead of despawning us like we normally would have, we instead get stuck behind something apparently. It's surprisingly hard to play and explain something at the same time, isn't it?
Yeah, I would know. My marathon runs are always bad when I do it solo.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's what we call a banana jump. I'm not gonna explain it. I'm just gonna tell you that we call it that. It looks like a banana.
Wait, that was so rude. You crossed.
Yeah, it
Just
doesn't
like my
matter.
marathon runs have been so bad. You're like, yeah.
I told you I'm not very good at explaining things, so I'm not gonna.
I like your marathon runs, Crosso.
Thank you. That warms my heart. Yeah, let's try the swing thing.
Oh yeah. This level has low gravity, in case you haven't noticed. We found another thing like 24 hours ago. Don't hit the lever. Oh, that's me. Oh, I've never last in that chain. Oops. Well, we could have skipped pulling that lever and that cutscene and stuff, if I was paying any attention.
Uh-oh.
Don't get crushed. We didn't activate the last checkpoint, by the way, so
Oh, actually?
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can you make it?
Nah. That's
Yellow gravity looks really funky, but it's really not too much different from normal platforming in this game. You're just a lot more floatier than you already normally are.
Look how one of the complaints about LBP's platforming is that it's too floaty, and in the second game they're just like, but what if we made it even floatier in this level?
That's not good. Oh, jump.
Oops. I was trying to do a jump to get extra height like what Crosso did there.
Oh, I almost got crushed by the Wincy there. We don't actually need all four of us here, so I'm gonna get
I think you and
Here,
Fritt
yeah.
die, yeah, and I'll just be back up.
yeah.
So once again, we want the person in the front to have as much camera as possible, so they can actually see what cycle we're on. I have no idea where that cycle starts.
This is one of those levels that we feel like should definitely have a skip, and we just haven't found anything
Yeah.
substantial.
If anyone wants to experiment, feel free to.
There are ways to get out of bounds, but sadly you can't get into the levels somewhere where we want to.
Alright, this level has a lot of co-op craziness in it. Hopefully it goes well. Not really any big skips, just like sort of a lot of stuff chained together that we try to do.
Got the pop, sorry.
First we're gonna try to do,
Nope.
yeah.
A ghost fling?
Yeah,
Yep.
Gust Fling to get over a trigger there, which starts like sort of a chase sequence. We're just gonna skip that entirely. Gonna throw Crosso, he's gonna bunny hop through there, we're gonna die, he's gonna spawn us up here. That chase sequence ends in like a mini boss fight. Oop.
Oh, sorry,
That's
I shouldn't
too
have
many.
grabbed.
So we're just gonna... so since we're not chasing that Sackbot anymore, we gotta use a replacement to continue on with the level, and that replacement happened to be Crosso. So we started a mini boss fight with Crosso, which we then promptly skipped. I'm gonna die. Nice. Oh,
Ah!
momentum.
I'm not used to the one being thrown there.
Yeah, that's fair.
Quad tie. Oh,
Here, those spikes can kill you. We got lucky.
nice.
Like, for whatever reason, the spikes on that enemy do not, like, lose collision slash despawn like I think they're supposed to.
Yeah, when you kill that enemy, they kind of just fly off and usually kill you.
They were popping because there's a level link coming up, and the animation for them is, like, depends on how many players we have.
Alright, in the next part, I'm gonna be honest, we just like don't have a route.
Yeah, it's a spray and pray strategy. I cannot speak.
Yeah,
I'm
we
sorry.
get this rabbit vehicle, which is just like really hard to control, and we kind of just do our best. All right, that's not my best. Sometimes we bounce off each other and we just get like these massive speed boosts.
Also, you can hold, like, pressing R1 does a slam attack, like that, like Fritt just did. And, like, you can hold X and R1 at the same time and, like, chain jumps and slam attacks to, like, get a lot of speed if you're good at it, or lucky, or both. Probably both. Also, the rabbits
Where am I?
get stuck on each other because you can jump off of each other, you can jump off of walls, you can.
Something. Yeah.
I'm alive. Oh my god.
Nice.
Yeah, that was something.
That was
That happened.
that was how we play that level.
Yeah, could have been way worse. This is one of the levels we wanna go left instead of right. Wow. And also one of the levels where we kinda let RBD do his thing, because once again the grappling hooks tend to like catch on to other players when we don't want that. Oh yeah, in this level we have these little white Sackbots with us with these beam attacks. And like, they are the only things that can kill these minis or whatever they're called. Like, we cannot kill that thing that's on the ground. We gotta wait for the Sackbots to do it, and the Sackbots AI is not the best, to be honest. So a lot of this level is just like, I'm going left by the way, is like managing the Sackbots. Like here we have to like drag them with us, make sure they actually follow us and not fall down like one of them did.
Yeah, sometimes they'll just jump into pits or despawn for no reason, or just like not want to follow. So we have to be really careful about like how we do things. Alright. Alright, I'm gonna try to get some momentum here when this door opens by grappling off the lever. I kind of messed up the bunny hop, that was still fine.
Yeah, this is not exactly an auto-scroller, but it might as well be. Just scroll down on this elevator until we reach a mini, pop it open by hitting its like bubble brain thingies.
Yeah, I'm just gotta hope the Sackbots kill them fast. Sometimes they're like really slow for no reason. That's not too bad.
Nope, I cannot pop because oh no, you
We
have.
got one.
We got one. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't pay attention. That's good. That's you guys saw that.
Sometimes the Sackbots follow the person like furthest behind, and then it ends up like soft locking here.
Nope.
But all we need is one guy to kill this enemy.
It's a little slow, but it works. If there's like a bunch of them, they'll zap it in like no time at all. But even one is enough.
Now we gotta climb this robot. Oh, good try. Fritt was trying to skip some cycles there. It's really like unpredictable getting over like the fire underneath the foot. But
I have no idea where I am.
you're probably doing fine. Yeah.
We're gonna attempt to do a skip here. Alright, I guess we're just gonna attempt until we get it. Yeah.
I
Oh.
can wait a little bit.
Yeah, like normally you're supposed to go to the left and pull the lever to open that guy's brain, but we can just jump to the scoreboard and not save Avalon. Avalon's
Little
just forever in the clutch
fair
of the
enough.
Oh, yeah.
robot now.
Off controllers. So here we gotta do more deload stuff. So Fritt and Crosso are gonna despawn before we start this level. So this is the last auto-scroller. Basically we're gonna spawn an extra bee that falls out of bounds. Fire's gonna despawn. I'm gonna pop, and that's gonna put me in the bee that fell out of bounds. So now I'm gonna do more blind stuff. Thankfully, this blind movement is much easier than the caterpillar level. So I pretty much just hold a certain direction until I see something happen on screen, and then I switch the direction, and then it usually works. Usually. Yeah, so coming up, the visual cue is right around here. So now I'm holding a different direction, and then I should just zoom us straight ahead to the second half of the auto-scroller, hopefully. Maybe? Yeah, okay. Now we can skip the second half as well.
On me? Yeah, on me.
Yeah, if you activate the controllers in the wrong order, they'll switch names, class characters.
So we're gonna do another deload here. Crosso's gonna turn his controller off. We're gonna do this thing again. I'm gonna pop once again. Spawn in the bee that fell out of bounds once again. Fritt's gonna pop. We actually need 2 people out of bounds here. We're gonna zoom ahead. We're actually underneath like the auto-scrolling section now. So we can just like fly ahead. There's actually a little zone up ahead where Fritt will lose his bee, which we kind of need to happen to activate the scoreboard, yeah. So I'm gonna fly up here, I'm gonna pop. Fritt's gonna get into my bee. That's gonna allow him to activate the scoreboard. They can just fly to the scoreboard, which is right here. That saves like quite a bit of time. That's also like a relatively new way of doing that because we have only ever done that online. Your controller on?
Oh,
Oh.
I don't want to play. I'm gonna switch over the
Yeah, you
right person.
Yep.
Just-
Gotta get the names right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. Alright.
So this is the last boss, actually. It's a fairly basic thing. Pop all the little brain bubbles. There you go. And
Yeah.
go to the next section and pop all the brain bubbles again.
Yeah, that first section you're supposed to like go back and forth and like roll underneath the boss and stuff. But when they're, you know, 2 or more people, you can just like camp on each half of the boss and just get the bubbles as they spawn. So this section, yeah, I don't know. This section is more or less intended. We can kind of get to the bubble early if we use the grappling hook just right.
Oh, that's
The bubble is the boss's health.
Yeah. Usually you have to wait for that rocket to come by and like make the boss close its mouth. But we can get it a little bit early if we just get up on top of the boss quickly. I'm gonna wait up here for the rocket, then I can just jump and get the bubble instantly.
yeah.
Oh.
Like the first bubble is like always present, but the second and third, is there a fourth one also? I don't remember. Yeah.
Yeah, there are 4.
Yeah. Those ones will like only spawn once the little rocket like shoots this guy in the mouth. Like it'll spawn. Now is was like nowhere. I'm just burning through our lives. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's like a recurring theme whenever we get to this point, is like running out of lives.
Oh, I don't know
play
what I'm
safe, play
grabbing.
safe, play safe.
Sorry, that's not great.
Yeah,
Not at all.
we're out of life. I think that's the last one, though.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So it's fine that I died there. So we can go to the next section. So this section also has a little bit of a time save. So we usually have to wait for the boss to do this sequence of attacks and then come down, and then we can hit the bubbles on top of it. We can use some bounce. Oh, sorry. Yeah. Well, that was almost a disaster. We use these bounce pads to launch 2 players up and get 2 free hits immediately instead of having to wait through. All those cycles.
Yeah, this speeds up the boss like tremendously. Like
Yeah, each phase gets faster.
Yeah.
So getting those 2 hits actually makes this part faster too.
yeah, and the solo intended way we would have like this section like 4 times or something. I think maybe 3.
Yeah. So now with 2 bubbles left, I can actually throw fire across, and she can hit both bubbles. And that's just a 4 cycle boss fight in 1 cycle. It saves a lot of time doing that. And then time's coming up, so that's the final hit on the boss. Once we spawn on the scoreboard, that's time.
that was
a little
early.
early. Yeah.
Whatever.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but unless there's a run awaiting verification, is that world record?
No, because probably not. So there are a lot of different ways to run the game. Some people have like slim PS3s, some have like fat ones, some have SSDs, some have the disc version, some have the digital version. So load times are like crazy different. So we time without loads on leaderboards. Locally, I think it's like 3 minutes at least saved just from having less loads with people being online and stuff. So yeah, that was a really good run, but
It's a really good.
yeah, it's RTA record, I guess technically, but
I mean,
it's
we did
definitely
grass
not.
also.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, we
oh,
didn't
that's
pause for
true.
the grass.
Oh,
Yeah, don't forget you had the crash as well.
We gotta
I
cut
think
out
it's
the
going to be
grass.
very
no,
close.
but we missed the gust fling.
That's
There's no
true.
way.
No way that would
Like-
be then.
We missed that, but we did like everything else perfectly. Almost.
Yeah, it was
Like,
just the
so
gosling
good.
that.
I guess that, yeah, that was
So good.
that was
We really
good.
gotta time this one then, huh? Oops.
I'm sure you can update us afterwards, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
That
probably.
was absolutely phenomenal. Please do your final remarks and shoutouts.
Yeah. I mean, I don't
You
know,
want to shout out some people, I guess.
Yeah, go for it.
I want to thank everyone in the speedrun community for, supporting us. Everyone here watching.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also follow us on LBP Speedruns Twitter.
Oh yeah, that's a thing. We have the Discord channel. Is like you can find that from the speedrun.com page, I believe, and there are also guides on YouTube that go like way in depth with like all this kind of movement tech. Like we didn't talk about like left corner jumps or right corner jumps or any of that because we just don't really use them in this run. Like there are some really cool things you can actually do with this game engine.
Yeah. I mean, thanks for having us.
I'd like
That's
to shout out Flyo Jumper and adding player 10 for this run.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. I
Thank
guess
you, guys.
That's it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, thank you all very much. That was an absolutely phenomenal run. Please do keep us updated if you retime it without loads and without that crash,
Sure.
because the chat seems to think it might be, and we are all going to want to know. But that was an absolutely masterful display of co-op gameplay there. Thank you so much for doing it. Meanwhile, we're going to get ready for our next run here. It's going to be Good Job with Chifu and Shigen. Don't go anywhere.